All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Kodash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and much salutation to you, elect Akim, across the four winds of this earth, kicking this word in sincerity and in truth. All right, I got a quick testimony that I wanted to put on wax through the spirit. I'm the brother Shar from the Great Millstone Dallas camp. And within this testimony, man, I will say with full 100% assurance of belief, I should say belief, that as we had preached earlier today, the Lord allowed us to bear witness to one of his holy angels. Okay, we believe 100%, the brothers that was out there, we believe, well, I should say I believe, those brothers thought so too, but I'm just going to speak on according to my behalf of the experience that we had. I believe that the Lord had sent one of his angels out here to comfort our spirits. Okay, and as you read it in the book of Hebrews, the 13th chapter, starting at the first verse, it says, "Let brotherly love continue." And it says, "Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by doing some have unwittingly entertained angels." Okay, so I'm quite interested to see what that word entertain is in the Greek. All right.
Strong's G 5381. Philoxenia. Philoxenia.
All right. So it says love to strangers or hospitality. Okay. So there's a lot of guys that you might see out there, people, and they bug the hell out. All right, looking crazy. But hey, the Lord could send certain mysterious looking ones and they'll pass by you, or they might say a certain thing, or they might display a certain action, and it'll make you consider and think like, you know what? This might have been an angel. All right, so we had this experience earlier today. All right, it was the brother Kawhi. All right, and then the Shah Rakwa. He was the brother that was standing on the outside holding the camera, and it was myself. And right after we got done with our Friday afternoon camp, literally right after we got done saying we want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Kodash, right we was getting done, there was a mysterious fellow that had walked past us, all right, and he kind of his attire, again, you could tell that he looked like he might have been homeless or within that condition. He had like a two-piece suit on, but it was a little more on the baggier tip. It kind of looked like, for the brothers that might remember, like Platinum Fubu, kind of like, it had that shine that was over it. It kind of looked like it was within that criteria, and he kind of was mumbling some stuff, and we kind of like just brushed it off, what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, bro, we actually getting ready to leave. And right when I looked at him and said that, I noticed the mass amount of stones this guy had around his neck. All right, now this is just like, looking at him, you would think it's just a random Jake, but one has to ask himself, have you ever really just seen random Jakes just into stones? Like, you see Jake, you see our people, and they either wearing silver or gold or whatever. This dude had a massive, and it's only so far I can explain this versus actually physically seeing it, but this guy had on an abundance of chains on that had a bunch of different stones. All right, a bunch of different stones. And I looked at him right when I said, hey bro, we about to get ready to leave. I was like, man, those are some bad stones you got around your neck. And he just walked right up to me and stuff, like just at a normal pace. But it's like, you think of it like, I don't know this dude, but I didn't get no vibe from him that he was about no dumb stuff, Mind you, his appearance, all right, he was an older fellow, and he had a big old salt and pepper beard. And he had very, very low hair on his head. I mean, it was almost bald, but you could see the hair that was there. You know how certain brothers would get those low cuts, but he had a big old beard on his face. It was a nice sized beard he had on his face with all those stones. And I pointed at his stones, and I was like, man, you got some nice stones. And he was like, yeah, check them out. Look at them. Which ones you like? And I looked at the green one. I was like, man, that's a bad green one you got there. Mind you, I'm put it like this, man. He had so many stones around his neck, man. Out of all the brothers that are down here in this Dallas camp, man, I think all of the chains that we have combined together added to the amount of chains that this man had on his neck. Except you, Eddie Yatazaki. You probably got him beat. Inside joke. But just goes to show you all the stones that he had. So we looked at it. I was like, yo, that's a unique thing right there. Like, you don't really see Jake, like, with all that on, man. So there was something mysterious about him. And then the stone that he started pulling and showing us the stones, and one in particular he pulled out, I believe it was hematite or something like that. For the brothers that are really into it, they'll know, but it's the prophecy stone. All right, there's a black one that's the prophecy stone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, that looks like the prophecy stone right there. And he looked at us. He's like, hey, man, hey, you got it. You got it. You know, he had, again, a very different spirit, but he was in good cheer. But he kept being like, you got it. Check it out. Look at this. Look at him, man. Look at him right here. He was excited. You know, he was like, I got more where that came from. And he pulled up his right wrist and he lifted up his sleeve, and it was a bunch of bracelets of different stones he had all over his whole arm, from his wrist all the way to the part of his forearm dang near. It was full of different precious stones. So when he showed us those things, there was a thought in my head that was like, yo, this might be an angel, man. All right, not even just because of the stones, but the way he had popped up right after we gave the salute. Now, again, am I saying that, oh, we believe he was an angel but just based off the stones? No, but there's more to the story. Okay, so as we're admiring this fellow's stones, you know, he looked at us and then he said, Yahweh Jah. You know what I'm saying? And we, and the brothers that was there, we looked and we was like, nah, I ain't no Yahweh Jah. You know, thought he said Yahweh Jah, like Yahweh and Jah, you know, but then he looked, he was like, no, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, you said Yahweh Shai. He was like, yeah, Yahweh Shai, man. And then Yahweh. And he pointed up in the heavens, in the sky, and said Yahweh. And he said Yahweh Shai. So at that moment, I'm like, whoa. Like, we don't really see too many of these homeless guys that walk up just calling on the name of the Lord just randomly, man. So he's like, whoa, he's calling on the name of the Lord. You know? Now, there was a thought that was in my head at that moment, like, okay, maybe he, after we gave our salute, he heard us say Yahweh, we want to give all praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay? Right when that thought had came to my head, he looked at us, and then he said, what about this one? Yahweh Dah. And I was like, oh, you talking about Judah, man, Yahweh Dah. He was like, yeah, Yahweh Dah. So I don't know if the man read my mind or what, because that quick little thing of doubt crept in, like, man, I don't know, he might not be an angel. He might have just heard us say those names. So what he did right afterwards was he said a name that we didn't say on the camera or anything like that. And I took it as through the spirit that he was telling me through confirmation, no, I know those names and I'm well acquainted with those names. All right. So when he said that, we like, hey, man, and we got excited. I got excited and I gave him a knuckle bump. I'm like, yeah, man, hey, that's what's up. Call all Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai. All praise Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai. And he pointed his finger up to the sky and he said, all the praise. And he pointed out and said, all the praise. And he was really excited. I'm just trying to impersonate. All the praise, baby. All the praise. You know what I'm saying? And he pointed at us and he was like, hey, man, y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. He said, y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing a very pleasing, mighty thing. It wasn't verbatim, but it was pretty much within that criteria of him pretty much pushing us to keep going, to keep doing what we was doing. You know, and again, there was two other witnesses that was there, you know. So as he said that made us excited. And I went to him and I knuckle bumped him again. And I said, Shalom, man. And he looked back at us and he said, Shalom, Shalom. And he just walked off. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing of him in the camera. I didn't record it or anything. It was just kind of sudden how it just happened. It was very random. It wasn't really a long talk. It was kind of quick to the point, and we went our separate ways. You know, but I want to say through the spirit, man, the angels of the Lord are watching. They're around. They see us, and they're pleased within this well-doing. Okay? That actually leads me to the scripture here in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 7. And it says, the angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear him and delivers them. Okay, so, hey, the Lord has his angels, his host, that are surrounded by us in the heavens, all those chariots. And then he has angels that are walking among us, Okay, hey, the priest Baquasha saw that angel as he was watching the Cowboys game about 6, 7 months ago. And it was an angel right there, man. Okay, and also that same brother recorded when playing some music, I believe it was a piano, singing a beautiful song, man. You know, so hey, the Lord has his angels out and about, but I'm fully convinced, 100% in my mind, that we came across an angel and it was obvious just by his attire, all the stones that he had on, and more importantly, that he called on the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, without us even telling him. You know, now get it. Granted, this word is going around, you know, and it's nothing for the Lord to have a random person just hear his names, because that's what we're out here to proclaim anyway. But the energy of that fellow when he came and he passed us, he seemed kind of out of place. I'm gonna put it like that. He seemed kind of out of place in all the stones that he was wearing, you know. And right afterward, we have our chat, the WhatsApp, you know, and I left a message on the WhatsApp letting the brothers know this exact message. And I called my brother Tazama and told him about it. The brother was excited. He was like, "Bro, you said he had a bunch of stones, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, if you look back at the chat earlier throughout the day, you might not have seen it, but we had a whole conversation talking about different stones. You know? So I looked back at the chat and I seen that, and I looked at it like, man, that's only the spirit. That was an angel. You know, when I looked at that on the chat, I was like, man, that was an angel of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And then the priest Micah Allah, he put on the chat, y'all know what's crazy, because our camp plans on tomorrow. We go to different stone shows and things like that on occasion. Certain brothers are into it more than other brothers, you know, but brothers are interested in the stones. But a week prior, so a week ago, all right, pretty much we all came to the conclusion that as a camp on Saturday that we was going to go to a stone show. All right. And one of the brothers on the chat, I believe it was the priest Micah Allah, he mentioned it. He was like, y'all want to know what's crazy? We was talking about the stones. The brother said he saw an angel and the angel was loaded with stones. He was like, and we going to the stone show tomorrow. You know, so we looked at it all through the spirit, not saying, oh, it's because of the stone show or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But something about them stones are very spiritual. And more importantly, Yahweh Shai represents the chief cornerstone. And we all represent different stones that were gathered together to build this house, man. Because we represent those lively stones as written of in the book of 1 Peter chapter 2. All right. Just because I said it, I'm going to get it. And it's Salakia, brothers. I actually read that scripture from the NKJV because it was when I was studying. Sometimes I look at the different translations to see the points that they bring out. So apologies. I was wondering why that sounded a little different in Psalms 34:7. But it says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. And also going into 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, because we was talking about the stones. All right. And it says 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 3. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High in precious. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, so we all represent those stones, and when you look at the different stones, you see how they all have their different glory pertaining to them, their own different light, their own different colors, and we all represent those stones spiritually to build up this spiritual house. All right, which is the body. Okay, but hey, man, just wanted to go into that testimony, man. It was just from my perspective, it was very spiritual. It was very invigorating, man. And just want to say, brothers, hey, man, the Lord is seeing all of our works, man. All right. The labors that we're doing is not in vain. And he shows us certain things on occasions just to help push our faith and heighten our faith, man. That's why it says in verse 3 in 1 Peter 2, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. So we taste that he's gracious in our daily lives, but it'll throw extra nuggets in there just to show you ain't crazy. And just to enhance your faith, to make you want to continue to proclaim his name even more and praise his name even more. You know, but I wanted to say that, man, it's a very exciting time to be in the spirit. All right. The Lord is watching. He's with us. And this thing that we're a part of is high level. Okay, and don't take it for granted. Talking to myself as I'm talking to you, Akian, man. All right, may the Lord's elect continue to push this word, and may Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai deliver his elect speedily. All right, to the brothers that are sincere. Shalom.